Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga, can they actually add and not lose anything when Steph is resting? You know, it's to the point where he's either back and helping, or you might not even want to let him back.
Are the Warriors now a contender to you?
Yeah, I think they are. I do. I think that they are. A contender for an NBA championship? I don't know. A contender as a team that can push a team that we easily identify as a contender into a game 6, a game 7, maybe. Like, so as I look at how it's all playing out here, if you want to beat Oklahoma City, if you want to beat Denver, if you're going to want to beat the Lakers, because that's the team you're playing in the playoffs, there's going to be no more nuanced game out of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy's going to have to show up with 25 that night too. And Buddy Hield's going to have to get his 18, which is an automatic trigger of a win for the Warriors or whatever. Hield last night was pretty good. And you're right. When you're having trouble hitting the 3, do something other than just trying to hit another 3. Get to the line. The free throw line unlocks so much potential, and it feels like guys are starting to figure that out now that Jimmy Butler has shown them the way, right? Here's what I really like. The night that Steph had his season high 56, Jimmy Butler only had 5. Jimmy makes the night so much easier for Steph, and this was before last night's game at the Garden. Colin Cowherd pulled out a stat that I thought, well, that explains a lot. It certainly does. I don't know who researched this for Colin, but somebody on his in his production team came up with this. Steph Curry is averaging 1 more shot per game since Jimmy Butler showed up, but 7 more points per game.
Oh, bravo.
So that right there is screaming, I'm helping this guy's workload. I'm helping this guy play more efficient basketball, either by pulling guys away from him, taking advantage of the gravity that he gets to now enjoy. And, it's a more efficient Steph Curry. And then beyond that, what Jimmy's done for the team overall, there were 3 you guys suck at this stats for the Warriors. And it was always turnover differential, assists, and free throw percentage. Since Jimmy Butler has joined the team, they're first in turnover differential, they're first in assists, and they're first in NBA free throw percentage. So Jimmy has literally helped them stop killing themselves in their 3 worst departments where they would send themselves into the loss column as much as the opponent would. Jimmy has helped clean up the we step on our own dicks Golden State Warriors.
No, and when it comes to the scoring, I do believe strongly that with Jimmy Butler, that's going to go up. Part of this is he's a very new player on this team, and he's trying to fit in. I don't think he wants to impose his will on his own teammates. On the opposition, yes, but I think he wants to enshrine himself slowly, professionally. Like, he wants to make this a gradual easement into things. And so he's getting his teammates involved. He's ingratiating himself, I think, in the right way, where he's not trying to take over games himself, because he doesn't need to. He's aware that Stephen Curry's on his team, and all he has to do is facilitate.
The very first thing you're saying is, well, congratulations on your win, but it really doesn't count because Karl Anthony Towns wasn't out there. And look, they wouldn't be wrong. The Warriors still don't have all right, that was a really impressive win over a totally healthy winning outfit that had everyone available tonight. There's always been a little element of creating doubt in any Warrior win since the Jimmy Butler acquisition. But I'm just using my own eyes. Were the Knicks missing 13 rebounds with Karl Anthony Towns out? Yeah, they were. Or were they missing a matchup nightmare that gives everybody headaches? Sure, they were. But just beyond that, how the Warriors are playing is so much more reassuring than what we were looking at just a month ago, that I'm still not going to try to dock them for grading them on the who did you actually play last night curve. And look, who they're actually playing is about to remain a little bit difficult, because the schedule that they got coming up, it's not exactly easy. Now, it should be easy to close out their road trip with a 4-1 record. They're in Brooklyn on Thursday night. Then they come home to the Pistons on Saturday. The Pistons, Cyrus, are 10-1.
They're good
in their last 11 games. Then you got a bad Portland team coming in on Monday night, and they'll still be a bad Portland team on Monday night. But this bad Portland team has won 5 out of 6. All of a sudden, bad team playing better basketball. Kings at home on Thursday next week. Again, what are the Kings? A little bit of a head scratcher, but they've won 4 in a row after the Warriors just torched them with that really good Buddy Hield Moses Moody game up at Golden One Center a couple of weeks ago. So what level of Kings are coming in here? Anyways, what looked like it would be a pretty easy 3-game stretch is not going to be that easy of a 3-game stretch. So the degree of difficulty, I hope, keeps ratcheted up, because the Warriors got a lot to prove still in their final 20 games. The good news, the really good news, though, Cyrus, is as they were winning at MSG, you had the Rockets losing. You had the Dallas Mavericks. Now, they have lost Kyrie Irving, which means you can pretty much just wave goodbye to them. They're about to fade to the back of the pack and not even be a playoff team. You've got, Minnesota catching a big L last night as well. So this is, the out-of-town scoreboard watching, along with watching the Warriors, is about to be very exciting. And as they sit right now, they're the 6th seed. Right now, the Warriors are the 6th seed right now. They're 3 games back of Houston for the 5 seed. Minnesota is the 7. They're a half game back of Golden State. The Kings are the 8. They're a full game back. The Clippers, they blew a huge lead. They're the team that blew the lead. It's not the Timberwolves. Excuse me. It was the Clippers last night that blew a 23-point second half lead. Again, Kyrie, torn ACL. Mavericks are imploding. Things are breaking in the Warriors' direction.
And you look at the landscape as a whole, and a huge reason why I've never written this team off from the start is because of the landscape. There is no one team out there that presents this, imposing, impossible wall that the Warriors can't blast through. Like, the Nuggets still scare me. They're going to play each other St. Patty's Day, March 17th. It's been over 2 years since the Warriors have beaten the Denver Nuggets. That is a legitimate obstacle, man. That's a team that has championship experience. That game scares me a little bit. And this leads to my last point. Jonathan Kuminga has not been playing. Some people are skeptical about his impact when he comes back. I'm telling you,
it's getting to the point, Cyrus. If he is coming back, he needs to come back now, because he's got to A, get in game shape. B, he's got to figure out how to wear beige and blend into this new Warrior team a little bit. So, it's to the point where he's either back and helping, or you might not even want to let him back. Like, I could see how he would be, instead of being billed as the sprinkles on top, turned into a little bit of the wrench that was thrown into the well-operating machine, and they can't figure it out.
I'm not worried about that. And David, a lot of people are echoing those sentiments of concern, right? Like, this is a good thing going right now. Is Kuminga going to be the wrench, right? The lug nut you throw into the machine that throws the whole thing off. I'm of the complete opposite spectrum of that discussion, where you see what Jimmy Butler is doing for his teammates, and him and Kuminga are working out together. They're growing close. Their chemistry is building. I'm telling folks this, and I believe this with the utmost conviction. I'm confident in saying this, that when Kuminga comes back, and it could be any day now, he's missed, I think, 28 or 29 games in a row. All we're waiting on right now is Rick Celebrini to give the green light, and it could be tomorrow. It could be Saturday. It's going to be any day. We're going to see even another level of Warriors basketball. If you're not convinced that the Warriors are a title contender, wait until Jimmy Butler is setting Jonathan Kuminga up with lobs, with no-look passes. People forget Kuminga's three-point shooting had climbed back up to 35%. He is a good three-point shooter, contrary to the certain perceptions presented about him. Damon, I'm ecstatic about what's to come, man. Kuminga will fit in perfectly, and we're going to see this team even hit another level, dude. I can't wait. This is why I'm giddy. I really believe that when Kuminga's back, and I don't even know if they're going to start him, because what I envision with Kuminga is him running a lot with the second unit, which has improved with Jimmy Butler, but is still struggling. You look at the net rating last night, you brought on Moses Moody with the, plus 23, 21, whatever it was. The Jimmy Butler with the second unit, I think his net rating overall was like a +1, because he's trying to carry that second unit, which otherwise sags, man, which normally sucked before Butler arrived. Kuminga's going to be a part of that second unit. Him and Jimmy Butler are going to run roughshod over this entire league, man.
Well,
I don't know. I cannot wait for the looks on other
I hope
coaches.
here, what's the difference between the Warriors made a really good playoff appearance or had a deep playoff run? The difference is, does Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga do more than just buy rest for Steph in those non-Steph minutes? Can they actually add? Can they actually tack on points to the lead and not lose anything when Steph is resting? Because when that happens, the Warriors win championships. When the Warriors are not giving the game back to their opponent because these are non-Steph minutes, the Warriors win titles. To make that happen, they're going to need more than just Kuminga and Butler, but they're going to need some pieces that are really starting to figure it out. And I want to start with Quentin Post, who did not have a good game at Madison Square Garden. The consistency of role players will always be harder to find on the road than at home. And if you're telling me that Kuminga coming back means I get less Quentin Post, less Guy Santos, I don't know how much I want Kuminga back, because I'm telling you, Guy Santos is starting to make sense with the Golden State Warriors. Like, Savior Guy Santos has checked in jokes for another season, because all of a sudden him checking in really isn't a joke. It's been going well. There will be 3 games played before we get to next Wednesday, right? So hopefully he does return in the next 3 games. And again, we're 20 games remaining in the regular season for the Warriors. So it is crunch time for sure. Thanks for watching. Tune into the Damon Bruce Show live on YouTube every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.